Hey guys, this is Trav Max Fun and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review on Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man film that came out in 2015. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is now out in theaters, and to prepare, I've watched the first two Ant-Man films, watched Ant-Man and the Wasp today, and I'm reviewing the first Ant-Man film today, and then tomorrow, most likely, I'll post a review for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then hopefully Monday I'll do a review on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and then maybe sometime next week or before the end of the month I'll do a spoiler review on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So this is basically like a taste of what you can expect on the channel this year with movie reviews and such. And this is actually my first movie review of 2023, I think. So to kick off movie reviews 2023 on the channel, I'm reviewing the first Ant-Man film. It was originally going to be Top Gun Maverick, but I'll review that another time. I guess without further ado, let's begin. So, Ant-Man. This is overall a really solid and fun and enjoyable MCU film. I really enjoyed it on rewatch. Really enjoyed it. It's a fun MCU film, really solid, and a great solo MCU film introducing a brand new hero to the MCU. This is a great introduction MCU film introducing a brand new hero to the MCU. We got a great cast here. Paul Rudd does a fantastic job playing Scott Lang / Ant-Man. And then we also have Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas. They do a great job too. And then we have Michael Pena as Louise, who easily steals the show in this film. Louise and that trio, they easily steal the show in here. Louise is easily one of the funniest MCU characters. So we got a great cast here playing great characters. So cast is great. The characters are great. And some of them are even some of the funniest MCU characters. So, And the story is also very smooth as well. This movie moves at a pretty nice pace, with a very solid story. And the story really is just about Scott Lang becoming Ant-Man. So, that's basically what this movie is all about. So, has a really solid story. This film moves at a nice pace, and this film's like 2 hours, on the dot, I believe. So moves at a nice pace, and it also has a pretty cool score as well, and and there's also a lot of really cool action sequences as well. I don't think this review is going to contain any spoilers, but sorry for the late warning, guys. I don't think this review is going to contain any spoilers, but if I accidentally do spoil something and you haven't seen this film yet, then I suggest hopping off now or clicking off now. So sorry for the late warning, guys. But the action sequences in this film, there's some really cool action sequences, especially that heist, and the action sequence that goes from there to Scott Lang's or Cassie Lang's house. I'm not quite sure. Cassie Lang's house. The fight sequence that goes from the heist at the Pym building, the Pym building. I can't remember what it's called, but the heist that takes place there, and then the action sequence that goes from there to Cassie Lang's house. It's very cool, very exciting. So really great action sequences here. Very exciting action sequences. And there's also some really funny humor. Like I said, Louise, easily the standout here, or easily the scene stealer here in this film. So that's pretty much all the positives I have to say. So now let's get into the negatives, and there's really not much negatives here. It is, of course, an MCU film that introduces a new hero, so it takes time for them to flesh out Scott Lang's character and him becoming the Ant-Man. That's really not a negative, but just something that, like, nothing big happens in this film. It's just like any other superhero origin film, even though this really isn't an origin story. But just like any other superhero standalone movie, first outing, they flesh out the character, the main lead, throughout the first entry in a trilogy or franchise. So nothing big happens here. It's just like any other superhero standalone first entry film. We meet the lead, we see the lead becoming that superhero. There's a few action sequences, and then we get to the big climax where there's a villain, and then we meet the villain a little bit, then we head into the big climax where our main lead and our main villain, who we've seen throughout the film, face off against one another. So, and while we're speaking of the villain, that's really one of my big negatives, really, with this film, is that the villain, I mean, he's an alright villain, I guess, but Yellow Jacket, I forget what the villain's name is, but Corey Stoll plays him. I forget the name, but the villain is Yellow Jacket. I'm just going to say Yellow Jacket, but Yellow Jacket, he's the villain of the film. But what's disappointing is that we don't see the actual Yellow Jacket suit go into action until the final 20 minutes of the climax of the final big battle. So that's pretty disappointing. It would have been nice to see the Yellow Jacket suit go more into action. But the villain, he's alright, but it's disappointing we didn't see the Yellow Jacket suit go into action, as we probably won't ever see that suit go into action again. And yeah, kind of disappointing. I don't know if any other superhero film has done that, probably, but it's disappointing. So, especially because the Yellow Jacket suit is actually pretty cool. Like, the design's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Same with the Ant-Man suit. Very cool suits, very cool designs, and but that's really the only negative I have with this film. There might be some issues with the writing and such, but I'm not quite sure. But really, that's the big negative I have with the film, is the lack of Yellow Jacket suit action going on. And but overall, Ant-Man is a really solid entry in the MCU, or a really solid MCU film. Of course, I believe this film concluded Phase 2, and it's the film that released after Avengers Age of Ultron, which Avengers Age of Ultron and Ant-Man, they both have way different tones. But it's a nice MCU film. We meet some great characters, and we meet a great MCU hero Ant-Man, Scott Lang. And yeah, so overall, I give Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man film, a 7.9 out of 10. Really solid film, and really enjoyable film. So yeah, guys, so that pretty much wraps up my review on Ant-Man. So stay tuned for my Ant-Man and the Wasp review, which most likely, probably, maybe will come out tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, so that wraps up my Ant-Man review. Seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania tomorrow. I'm really excited. I know it's been getting a lot of mixed reviews and stuff, but I'm going to go in open-minded to see what I think of it, and yeah. Now, as for updates, little channel updates here, you probably will, you can expect some more videos. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, but now I'm getting back to posting and doing the videos I wanted to do this year. I still have a couple Christmas videos I still have to upload. I know Christmas is over, but I just still want to upload those videos and get them out of the way. So, so you can probably expect those to drop soon. And some other exciting videos as well. So, yeah. So that's it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time on Traffic Max Fun. Please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.